So Nathan, you ready?
Certainly.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Gem Drop team, please allow me to introduce our guest this morning. Our guest who was born August 20th in Bermuda and grew up surrounded by family, gardening fresh fruits and vegetables and traditional herbal remedies. Learned holistic living from her mother and grandmother and was exposed to natural foods, gardening, and herbal medicine shaped for her long life passion for wellness. She is a member of the Asr Aset Society, embraces divine light, spiritual healing, and personal transformation. Her professional credentials include an NP in natural physician, a naturopathic doctor, ND, an MH and master herbalist, master iridologist, and a CT colon hydrotherapist. Her specializes in chakra balancing and color light therapy, meditation sessions and healing circles, living food workshops and water therapy, and non hybrid verbal remedies. She overcame serious health challenges, including fibroid tumors and anemia, through natural healing, detox, and holistic practices. She focuses on and advocates for holistic wellness, self healing, and spiritual alignment, and she helps others achieve spiritual, mental, and physical health. Her philosophy is health is the greatest wealth, empowering people to connect with their divine light and inner strength. And someone whose mentors include Dr. Richard Anderson, Dr. Farida Sharan, Dr. Sebi, Dr. Phil Valentine, the Asar Asset Society, and family. Her core message is inspires others to pursue healing naturally, embrace their spiritual journey, and cultivate personal empowerment. Please allow me to introduce Dr. A.
Hey, let's go.
Wow.
Let's go. Drama seven. Drama seven. Dr. Raw in the building, everybody. Drama
Wow, wow,
seven.
wow. And how can I show up late for that? I'm so sorry, y'all.
Oh man. So we're excited. Let's get started. It's the beginning of the year, and we are, of course, we want to be healthy, but we can't be wealthy. Of course we want to be wealthy, but we can't be wealthy without being healthy. And that's the true wealth, right? That has to come first no matter what. And all the chaos that's happening in our brains and in our body, and also just around us, the clutter, so if the brain is feeling good, the body's feeling good, we can handle what's on the outside a much better. So that's what we want to talk about today.
Okay, beautiful. Well, came to the right place. Been there, done that. Started early, by the way. Around 27, I jumped in on the bandwagon. However, I became a vegetarian when I was 18-ish. So I started early, had a good push into it, but the fibroid issue came around 30-ish, and that's when I became really serious, really gun ho serious with the work, which means you have to work hard to get your blessing, and hopefully, you're strong enough to do the work because it really does take work to get it done. And in my practice, I do teach people how to become your own doctor. So it's important for you to understand that we have to become our own doctors in order to be well and stay well. That's the real point. Once you get the whole bigger picture, then you make it a lifestyle. It's not just going to be a one and done, which a lot of people think I'm well, now I'm done, go back to my old ways. And you come back and find out, well, it's not a one and done deal. It's a lifestyle. It really is. Otherwise you're always going to be sick.
And so where should one start? What's some of the things that they could start today? Stop eating or start eating or both?
Of cou- the one thing that you're going to hear a lot of is eat more fruits and veggies. We eat too much cooked food and you have to go more raw. You have to eat more fiber, more roughage, and hydrate. That's the most important thing is hydration. That means eating juicy food, but also a lot of water and the right kind of water. So you have to look at the things that may hydrate you. What are the things that naturally dehydrate you? Number one favorite thing you get up in the morning and drink is what?
Coffee.
That coffee. Hopefully you get rid of it because coffee is one of the worst things you can ever put in your body. It destroys your central nervous system for starters, and then it caused a lot of, I would say 90% of my clientele over the years, 20 years, come in with anxiety, nervousness, and depression. 90%, so that's huge. So that's going to be the foundation of your sickness.
Okay, so wait, let's stop right there. So 'cause I want to be honest. So I think for the last few months, last month, I really had to like tone in and stay focused so I started drinking coffee, right? Like on a
Hmm.
regular, right?
Hmm.
Get it
Hmm.
every day. I gotta stay focused. So two things happened. My mindset went out the window. I
Okay.
goes out the window, especially when I stopped drinking it. I start getting depressed, and I know it's the coffee, so I have to be like, all right, yeah, it's the coffee. It's not you, Alex. Trust me, it's the coffee.
Uh-huh.
So I have
Uh-huh.
to talk to myself like, oh, it's not you, and the anxiety, all of that is just happening. I'm like, it's not you, Alex. It's the coffee, right? So
Yes.
you're 100% right. You're 100%,
Yes.
and I know this, but I'm like, all right, we just have to find something else that will keep us focused and keep us up so we can just do these long hour nights. But you are 100% right.
Hmm.
100% right.
Hmm. Yes, yes. Another thing is it can also create constipation. That's one of the biggest things that come with dehydration from coffee is constipation, where people think it actually helps. It's a very thin line between the colon that pushes waste through. But once the waste goes through, what comes out, what's left behind is the drying that gets stuck in the colon walls of fecal matter that gets stuck there from the drying of that same coffee that seems like it made you go.
Yeah. Again, I was constipated. Can't lie to you. I was.
Hmm. Yeah,
But again,
yeah.
I knew better. I knew it was a coffee. 100% right
Okay.
again.
Well, let me tell you one little quick story. This is a client of mine. She's been a client for over 5 years. She started out drinking coffee at 3 years old. She was one of those, you know, resilient children who they give coffee to it very young, right? This is their tradition. So she's now 55. At 53, she had to have and I was telling her this before she actually got into this position. Stop drinking the coffee. I kept telling her, stop drinking the coffee. You're very, very dehydrated, constipated, and you need to stop drinking that coffee. She just didn't believe me. Just did not believe it. So she ended up having to have a bypass surgery. Her arteries completely clogged up behind dehydration. And of course, the way you eat too, right? But when she stopped drinking the coffee 6 months after her surgery, she realizes she's got to do something. So she stopped. Now she gets it. Now she understands it after the fact. So we have to be
Yeah.
more proactive before this stuff happens to us. We have to get at it now early before it happens.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So we got coffee down. Is there anything else that we're doing every single day or often that's really hurting us?
Here comes the rice and beans, y'all. I gotta get off it. Rice and beans, pasta and bread. That's your inflammation. That's your water retention. That's your gas, right? Those things create such a water retention, lymphatic drainage, blood thickening, the whole gamut. Whereas we end up and I say this because most people that eat it, most traditions do eat it in every culture, they end up with the diabetes, the
Mhm.
high blood pressure, and the acid reflux, and all those foods are acidifying to start out with. So now you have the rice and beans specifically that create inflammation, water retention, and gas, which is the formula for high blood pressure. High blood pressure is a formulation of inflammation, dehydration, poor circulation. So if you can get that under control, you just got your high blood pressure under control. Simple as that. So hydration is your number one cure. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.
And thank you for sharing that as well. Are we
It's,
learning anything already? Drop us if you already learning something. Like this is 5 minutes in. Now, with that being said, and because a lot of people say, "Oh, I have diabetes. It runs in my family." Can you really explain that term? Because when you explain it to me, like from years, I still explain it the same way. Can you explain what that really means and what they're really saying?
well, when you say it's, runs in the family is genetic, what runs in the family, what's genetic is what we're putting in the mouth. What mother has taught us to do. That's our traditional way of eating. Go home. Mother's already got the pot going for you. So naturally you're just gonna go home and dive in. We have to teach mother. We have to teach mother how to correct this traditional way of eating. We have to come out of the standard American diet, sad by the way, into a live it. We have to learn how to eat to live, not eat to die. It's that simple. When you're eating dead food, what is it? You've killed all the nutrients. Nothing's going to be there left for you to actually hold on and heal you. Whereas if you're eating living food, the living food is all about high vibrational energy foods that's going to heal you.
Mm,
You know, sorry, something's coming out again. I'm about to die, y'all.
mm.
Okay, here we go.
So
Yeah.
I just made make sure everyone heard that. So we, the diabetes is because of the recipes, right? It's not because you wake up and you came from this person, so you're going to have diabetes regardless, even if you change the way you eat. It's not that. It's no, you eating the same recipes and you're passing these recipes down generations after generations after generations. And one thing we have to realize is, let's be honest, let's really be honest. When we years ago, when we was in chain, we had to eat anything to survive. And and unfortunately, we carry that anything over still when the change is no longer on us. So we have to also think about that. Where did we get these recipes from? Why aren't we eating more of this and less of that? We was stuck with one thing, and we still have those recipes of when we was in chains. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's all about relearning. Relearning a whole way of eating, living, period. We that's why we do the living food workshops. We show you how to eat to live. One coming up on the 19th, by the way. And with that, we do food that is actually going to help heal us. It's going to help us to go into our whole new lifestyle differently. It's a change of what we have learned. Is to relearn us. We're doing more dehydrated food, more fruits and salads and smoothies and that type of thing. But it's not just that we're doing, we're also making it fun and exciting. We're creating foods like a pizza that is raw, brownies that are raw, that it's delicious, but they're not made in a oven. Because the minute you put heat onto any type of food that is raw, it kills it immediately, kills the enzymes, the nutrients from it. Also, all fruits and veggies have protein. The minute you put this is one of the telltales. Once you put heat to it, the protein dies. So that's why people go for meat protein because they think that they have to eat cooked food all the time, but you do not.
Mm.
Once it's dehydrated at 105-degree temperature, it's still alive. When you put it in your mouth, it's your saliva glands that actually brings it back to life. So it's never actually dead. You
Mm.
see? So that's how we get our fruits and veggies in naturally and taste delicious. So it's a not only is it a whole new lifestyle, it's a whole new way of living, period.
And when we start making these, and is there another big food that we should stop eating as well?
The meat. Get rid of the meat and the dairy. It's like to say, well, what do I have left? There's so many foods, there's so many levels of detoxification that we have to go through. And once you get to the last piece, which is the raw food, because everybody wants to eat cooked food, you know,
Hmm.
went through the process of elimination. You stop eating the meat, you stop eating the dairy, you stop eating the rice, beans, and pasta and bread, and you say, now what do I do now?
Hmm.
How do I put these fruits and veggies together?
Hmm.
Because that's all you have left. And then it comes to the hybrid issue.
Hmm.
It's okay, well, what is hybrid? What's not hybrid? And how detrimental is this hybrid issue? You know,
Hmm.
so we've come so deep into evolution that we have to be more. It used to be 40 days and 40 nights for detox. It's going to 90 days and 90 nights of detoxification. 3 whole months to say, get your body right. But 3 whole months is not a long time, depending on what your age is. You get back into the age factor. Well, how old are you? 50 years old? You've been eating this way for 50 years, never done a clean and a detox of flushing ever. Well, yeah, you're going to get sick. Yeah, you're going to have some issues. Yeah, you're not going to be the same. Matter of fact, when you're born, you may grow into your life and say, well, I've always been sick. Well, there's your tip. A lot of people say, well, maybe you're not only born sick, but that's when the whole spiritual thing comes into play. We're born in sin. You're born in sin, you're born sick. So what you got to do? Clean it up on every level, mentally, physically, spiritually, you know?
Got it.
So,
And I would only think once we start cleaning up what we put in our body, our mindset will strengthen. How we feel,
absolutely.
we will become way more successful because of the things that, oh, we're too tired to do. We have the energy, we have the clarity, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
No more aches. And a lot of times the aches, everyone, oh, I'm getting old. And I don't really believe
Well, let
that.
me just say this. I'm 67 and no aches and pains in my joints ever,
Hey, that was
ever.
seven. Hey.
So the proof is in the pudding. It was my phone that I didn't wake up early this morning, y'all. I'm always up early. Went to bed late. But anyway, forgive again. But the proof really is in the pudding. When you get older, you don't have to be broke down ever. You know? So again, the most important thing is hydrate. Dehydration is what causes those stiff joints and everything to break down. You're dehydrated.
Yeah.
Then it go ahead.
And because I also was just thinking about what you just said. You said you almost 70, you moving around, you're good. You're good, you look good, always good energy, great freaking mindset, hands down. I have never seen you like angry or upset, right? Um, and I think about my vehicle. I had a car sitting in my driveway for about 2 years and it wouldn't start. It wouldn't start. I got it a jump and it finally started. It sounded horrible. Black smoke came out. It was just, I was like, and then when I drove it, you heard all the, so I took it to a shop and I got it a tune up. I got it a tune up. I flushed everything out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put everything clean back in. And the car, I'm driving the car. I love the car again. And a lot of times we just don't do that for our bodies, right? We just don't.
Right.
We expect it to run without a tune-up, to start whenever we want, and that's unfair. That's unfair.
I'm glad you're telling yourself that. Once every 3 months, we should fast and detox. Once every quarter. Depending on what you put back into your body, you have to clean it back out. So it's some people think it's once a year. No, it's once every 3 months. The change of season. We are planetary. We move with the seasonal change. We just done the winter solstice detox. It doesn't actually finish until March the 20th. So when we do our deep dive ins, we go in deep,
And
you
can you
know.
explain the detox? Like, what should we be doing when you talking about the once a quarter detox? And
Okay, depend on what everybody's different. So it's going to be a program for everybody that is different, depending on where you're starting at. So basic starting place would be um, getting your history. We do consultation with you first. We need to find out where you're at. If you have any health challenges to begin with, that's what we're going to deal with first. It's going to be a lifestyle change as far as changing what you eat first. Then we do the clean out. The clean out, we do the colon hydrotherapy. Everybody needs it, whether you believe it or not. There is stuff in your body that needs to come out. Your colon is 35 foot long, and you'll be surprised what's stuck in there. Everybody is just always so shocked as to what comes out their body. It's not going to take a pill that's going to get it out. A lot of us think laxatives gets it all out. It does not. Doing the laxative helps with the process of elimination, but it doesn't do the complete job. We see it over and over and over again. When you see that mucoid plaque coming out, that's when you usually 3 weeks, 3 weeks in, that's when the mucoid plaque begins to even begin to break down and come out.
What is
So
that?
mucoid plaque is when you get the fecal and the mucus binding together in your colon walls. It's now stuck in the pockets that begins to break down and come out.
Mm. And how do you get it out? You said that's when you start fasting.
We do the fasting, right?
Hmm.
Just the smoothies and salads, lots of water, taking some herbal supplements to
Hmm.
break it down. Then we do the colon hydrotherapy, which is the colon cleanse that helps to pull all the toxicity out. So it's not just fecal that comes out, it's also lymph drainage that comes out. It's a combination of mucus, inflammation, acid, the lymph, all this stuff comes out your body
Hmm.
that you'll be surprised is even in there
And how long can something live in your body?
all your life.
Oh,
All
wow.
your life. That's what killed John Wayne and who was the other person? Elvis. 44 pounds of mucoid plaque stuck in the colon wall when they died, both of them.
And
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 see, the colon should only hold no more than 10 pounds, no more.
and is that a lot of is that like a lot of red meat or is it anything?
It's a combination. It's a combination of everything, not just red meat. You're talking meat, period. And that's because fish and chicken also builds up as uric acid. Another thing about uric acid, when you take that flesh and blood and you bake it, boil it, fry it, cook it, heat it, it turns into uric acid. And uric acid is a carcinogen. Carcinogen meaning cancer causing agent. So if you're wondering why all these people all of a sudden is, getting cancer all of a sudden, it's in that number one food that you like to eat so much of. It's in all food groups, really. Carcinogens are in all food groups in today's world. So you have to now do the process of elimination.
Wow. Wow.
Hmm. Yeah. So it's no playtime. We can't play. We can't play.
And you can keep explaining your detox. Like, so, all right. So now you said you figure out what's going on with our body, and after you
Hmm.
figure that out, you create a plan for us, and then we need to fast. So we need to be on veggies and smoothies, and then we
Hmm.
go for the colon's flush. Is there anything else? And how long are we on veggies and smoothies only for the detox?
That depends. That depends because most people are not there. We do find, I would say, people will try. They would do it. They'll do the first month. I'm got it. I'm doing it. And they see the results. And all of a sudden, oh, backslid. I crash land. Even if you crash land, it's okay. Just get up and do it again, right? But we don't think like that. So to be quite honest, it takes 90 days, 3 months for your body to really heal as young people. As young people. Older people may take a little longer, depending on the level of dehydration. Again, dehydration means that everything in your body is going to be thick, sluggish, like mud. So, and then when it becomes really dry, like cement, then it's almost, I can't say impossible because it can be done. Even for old people, it can be done, but it just takes more time to break down that plaque that's been sitting there for so long in your colon wall.
Mm.
So now
Yes.
that's where the real work comes in. You have to do the process of elimination, meaning I now have to stop eating a certain way. I have to take my herbs. I got to do my flushing, my cleaning, my detoxing, and see how long it's actually going to take you. Most people, 90 days before they really get their blessing.
Got it. And so, all right, now I got this blessing, right? And
Hmm.
in my mind, I'm more focused, more clear. I can get more stuff done. I'm becoming more successful because I became successful within first. So
Yes.
externally, the math works. It's like I'm going to be successful on the outside because I think the hardest thing is the internal success.
Hmm. Yes, true. So that comes back to cleaning you,
Yeah.
cleaning out your inner temple. Realize that we only have one. And only I can do the work. It's no doctor in the world can do the cleaning for you. They cannot go into your refrigerator and make you eat a certain way. So it comes to self discipline. I have to discipline myself if I love myself enough to do the work. First, I have to understand it, right?
Yeah.
We take this Stand American diet like it's the gospel. Doctor said to eat my meat. Doctor said to eat my dairy, my milk, and everything else that follows. That's the Stand American diet, which is 80% acidic. So if I end up being acidic, they just say, well, take a pill,
Yeah.
or you're getting old now. It's normal. It's the norm.
Uh, the bad habits is catching up. That's really what it
Right,
is. Not
right.
the,
It's
not the
not
age.
normal.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not.
here to tell y'all it's not normal at all. It's
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
norm. Anybody can do this work if you really want to live long life, happily, pain-free, no headaches ever. For the past 37 years, 40 years almost, never had a headache since, from getting off of meat. That was the number one thing for me. Never touched the coffee, but living a lifestyle that is conducive for being happy and healthy and well, and the wealth is what you feel inside. That's the true wealth for me. it's
right.
not it's not that comes, the wealth comes
Yeah,
once you get your blessing, then you're able to go out and get it. You just don't have to be sick and tired and miserable. You don't
miserable.
have to be,
Yeah, and
and there's no stress behind this. There's no stress in this lifestyle once you get it.
yeah, I was about to say once you get it, 'cause, um,
Hmm.
wait, can you tell us a little bit more? Two things. If one, you could give us your information, but also, can you tell us a little bit more about your classes and what you teach in your classes? Because it sounds like you teach people how to cook, how to meal prep, and exactly the ingredients that should be in your body.
You
The
want to know the exact ingredients that should be in your body?
No, I said it sounds like you tell us what to put in our body
Oh,
in these
right.
groups.
Correct. Okay. So basically, we start out with the consultation, which is 45 minutes of teaching you. It
Hmm.
goes a lot longer if I feel you need it, which most people do need. We'll spend a whole hour doing just a basic consultation,
Hmm.
and most people are happy with that because they learned something they've never heard before. At least you get a head start. Then we start doing the cleaning, right? And once we got you on the colonic room, you have me for another hour to pick my brains, which most people do. Okay, now what do I do from here? Then we go into the conversation of we have a workshop coming up. Now you have the opportunity to learn how to eat to live. Okay, those basic foods are we use all fruits and veggies that are non-hybrid, and sometimes we have no other choice but to throw a hybrid in there. But to know that a hybrid, this whole hybrid issue, I am definitely doing more research on it. A whole lot more research is there. We're coming to find out that majority, it wasn't just 99% of the food that are hybrid today. A good, even more than that, is hybrid. Just about everything we eat is hybrid now. It's the way how food is being created that makes it a hybrid now. So we do have a book coming out soon, Alex. It's finally coming. It's on the rise. It's coming. It's almost here. So in this book is going to be the whole nine, how to go through your life. It's almost like a temple book. It's a blueprint book. how to go through your life in making it work. The blueprint and what makes it really work. A guideline, a tool, so that's what we're coming out with.
Thank you. Joanna has a question.
Hi, Dr. Ra, how are you?
I'm good, Joanna. How are you?
Good, good. A question, and this could be a real quick one or a real long one, depending on your response. But what can help with mucus, long-standing mucus? Like after you get sick, you get over the actual virus, or supposedly you get over the actual virus, but the mucus is just stagnant. Like, what is there anything you have at your facility? Anything you could recommend just to get rid of the mucus?
Okay, so you're looking at mucus. You have to look at what causes mucus, right? The foods that create the mucus, we always are told it's dairy, the egg, milk, and cheese, right? But it also comes from potato, starch, rice. These things also create mucus, starchy foods. And so if you eat it every day, if you eat it on a regular basis and don't do any type of clean out, you're always going to have a mucus buildup. That's another reason why we do every quarter detoxification. You got to remove the mucoid plaque, which is in the colon wall. So as long as you have it there, you're always going to be congested with mucus, right? Dry mucus. On top of that, because of high dehydration now, that mucus now turns into your tumors. That turns into your artery blockages. That's how bad mucus is. So that's the reason why we have to stop eating the mucus. We clean it out through the colon hydrotherapy, but we have to stop eating it first.
All right, thank you. So basically, if you are getting it from being sick, you're inhibiting it a lot more with the foods that
Absolutely.
contribute to mucus.
And then the detoxing is the way how you get it out. You got to detox.
And in the detoxing through the colonic, or the detoxing through fasting, or the
It
what's the
starts
90
with
day
the
one?
fasting. It starts with the fasting, and then you have to do the colon cleansing. You would literally see big clots of mucus leaving your body when you do the colon cleansing. It will blow your mind. The amount of mucus that comes out of people's bodies, it's phenomenal. I still
And
see it coming out my body today, and I've been doing it for years. You
and
know.
Dr. Rod,
Hmm.
and this is like $1 million question, because and my husband and I were kind of trying to figure out if mucus could come out of your anus. Like, can mucus pass through your bowel movement, or is it more
Of
so
course,
through your
of course. Oh
sinus?
no, through your bowel.
$100. Thank you, Dr. Rock. $100 right there.
Oh, absolutely. Because your whole body is flushing through your digestive system into your colon and out your anus, correct? It's really simple.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another win for the husbands.
So again, that's the mucoid plaque. When you see it coming through the machine, when you're doing a colon hydrotherapy, like I was saying, you see lots of it, clumps of it, big, huge clumps of mucus coming through the machine. That's your indication that, well, you're loaded with mucus. How else would it come through the machine if it wasn't in your body? You know,
Hmm.
you would see it even after 3 weeks, you would see it. And you keep seeing it until your 3 months is up. That's
Yeah.
why I say to people, you're not done until you're done. If you were to do that for 3 whole months and you're still seeing mucus come out after the 3 months is up, then good Lord, something's not right. And that's usually you're not doing the program. If you've
Mhm.
done the program, then you'll see it, you know? Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. And I know we have to go soon, but we have to do this again with the full thumbprint. But the reason why I wanted to bring Dr. Raw on again, last year we started with health, and the internal is way more important than the external. The stress, the anxiety, the migraines, the headaches. Um,
Yes.
all of, like, you cannot focus on external stuff if you're not focused on the internal. And we skip us so many times. We skip ourselves all the time. And also convenience. Convenience
Mhm.
will kill you. No, sorry. Convenience is killing us. Like
Hmm.
it's killing us. It's the simple things. Oh, let's go buy this real quick, eat this real quick, do this real quick. Anything quick is not good. Like,
Right.
and we just and we always figure, oh, why we aren't getting where we supposed to be. You don't even have the clarity because the things you put in your body is blocking that clarity. So it's very hard, and we do it to us. It's no one but us. But this is the sad part. I want to tell everyone. This is the sad part. We're teaching our kids to do the same thing. The
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
we feed them all of this, and oh, they have anxiety. Oh, let's give them pills. Let's send them to therapy. And we just won't we try to change their diet first? Let's just try that and see what happens. Because I
Yeah.
would say I've been fasting a lot lately, and when I'm fasting, it's just the after the third day is the worst day. Always the worst day. You get past the third and fourth day, it's like, yo, who am I? Like, why do I have all this energy? Why do I have all this energy? I want to go to sleep. I want to go to sleep. Right? And
Hmm.
and I'm only drinking water. And so it's and then all the stuff that comes out, and then it's just a lot. But what I realized, I'm like, wait, why do I feel so good when I stop eating? That is, it's something. Go ahead. Sorry.
Let me ask this question. Are you doing just a water fast?
I do just a water fast
For how long?
once average for 3 to 4 days average.
Okay. You got to
That's a
be
glass of
careful with
water.
that.
Yep.
Got to be very careful with water fasting.
Yep.
And I have to ask, what kind of water are you drinking when you're doing water fasting?
I have the machine.
Good. Good
Hold
to
on.
know. Okay.
Bottles. Got the bottles.
Oh, you got the bottle. Okay, good. Okay, so when you're, talking to people, make sure that they know they just can't be drinking just water, plain
Anyway.
water. It's a certain kind of water that's not going to demineralize you. You have to drink that mineral water, you know,
Yeah.
structured water that can help you, not hinder you. And for long periods of time, it's also important to know that you can lose minerals through water only, so you have to make sure you're at a place where you can just do water. Check your pH
Yeah.
before doing just water. Make sure you're alkaline before just doing water.
Oh, I didn't do that part.
Do that part first, because if
Yeah.
you're acidic and you just drink water, then you're loosening up water. You're loosening up the acid in your body that then takes over, which makes you feel really bad. So that's when you say you get past those first 3 days. But if you cleaned out your body first, you'll never even experience that part.
Oh, okay. You just
Yeah.
put me on. All right. So the next
Yeah.
time I'm gonna try that part.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I did 21 days straight on just water and was like, girl, mineral depletion. And I would say I was at 30 at that point. Mineral depletion set in.
Wow.
So,
All right. Sorry. One more question. Go ahead, Joanna.
Can we get that mineral water from you? I know there was a point in time we used to get water from you. Are you still selling mineral water or
oh,
alkaline water?
absolutely. Of course, we have the 15 plate machine, honey. It is the 15 plate machine has a minus 975 ORP, which is the highest grade of water that you can find in this
And
type of. Go ahead.
okay, and do you suggest doing the colonic before doing the fasting, or would you do the fasting after the colonic?
Either way, the colonic helps to break down the stubborn plaque. So it's a good starting place. Some people start first and then they do the colonic, but either way you want to do it, you can get it done. Either way.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we'll do the colonic, get the water from
Hmm.
you, start the
Hmm.
fasting, and then last question is what's the first three foods we should be eating to break our fast?
To break your fast, to break it, you say break the
Yep,
fast?
to break the fast. When you've done the 3 days or you've done the 7 days after drinking your mineral water, after doing your colonic, what are the first few foods? I know they say
Okay.
broth and things like that. What do you suggest?
Okay. So I would suggest, again, just salads and smoothies at this point. If you just done 3 days, you're still doing smoothies and salads. It's not until later on, when you're more in your 30 days, that you want to say, okay, we can start adding a little other things like more dehydrated foods in, you know, because you're going to get tired. Adding some dehydrated foods that helps you to continue the process without getting tired of your food, right? So that's one way to save you. By your third month, you're noticing, okay, I'm still eating this way because now my body is absorbing the nutrients, it's using nutrients. I'm not getting hungry anymore. I'm good, you know. So it takes time for your body to adjust. But once it does, you're in there. 3 months is like no time. I've been 6 months, and I can go longer for sure.
And, and
Off of just water?
No, this is on now raw food
Oh, raw food.
fasting.
Okay.
We do the raw food fasting, which is not just raw food. You're doing the dehydrated food as well. And I'm not talking about dehydrated fruits that you find in a bag in the grocery store. you know, those things are going to be more sugary than anything else. You're going to have to drink a whole lot of water behind it. So that's why we get our own dehydrators and start creating our own food without the sulfites in it, or anything else that they put in it.
so this conversation keep going. Taina has another question. Joanna, if you could take the lead, I just have to jump on a call at 10 o'clock. But Taina, you have another question. You have a question.
Yes, good afternoon. Good morning. Does water temperature matter? Like,
Of
I,
course, room temperature is always going to be best. You know, when it's room temperature is best, even if it's just slightly cool, that's fine. But when it's icy, frozen, cold, no, it's going to freeze your body. It's, your electrical system gets disturbed behind freezing cold water.
thank you.
I only drink cold water.
It's so funny because our son will only drink room temperature water. He will not drink cold water. And it's not something that he was even necessarily taught. That's his
Mm-hmm.
preference. He's
Mm-hmm.
just like,
Yeah.
he does not like cold water. And he's just so regimented in that. Like, he does not steer away from that at all. So,
Beautiful, beautiful.
He been
Yeah.
here before because he's the one who really got us vegetarian because he wouldn't touch meat.
Hey,
Wouldn't
beautiful.
since he was born. Nope, nope, don't want it, don't want. It. And we was like, maybe, no, be on to something. And you're exactly right. He won't touch cold water.
So he
God,
knows. See, we're born knowing. We are all born with the knowingness. It took me nothing to stop eating the meat. Someone just said, my brother, I'm vegetarian at 18. I'm like, well, what's vegetarian? We don't eat meat. I'm like, well, I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing because I don't want it anyway, you know? And it was that simple for me to stop eating the meat. I used to feed it to the dog. Mother put a piece of veal cutlet or liver in front of my plate. I'm not eating that. I throw it to the dog. But it's a knowingness, innate kind of knowingness that we already have within us to say certain things that we don't want to do, we should probably just shouldn't do it. We have that intuitive nature automatically. So once we start to give it up, the body begins to intelligently use that same information, meaning the foods is energy. Everything is a frequency. And once you get on that frequency of the food energy frequency, now our body resonates with that frequency, which is a high vibrational energy. If you're eating dead food, which is a dead vibration, low energy, then you're going to feel that way. Mentally, physically, spiritually, you're going to feel drained. You're going to feel low. You're going to, but once you're on high vibration energy, you're high all the time. You don't need nothing to get you high. It's like, here I am. Wake up, jump out of bed. I'm there.
yeah.
It's all with the food that we eat.
What
I
I
have,
need, what I need to do, what we definitely need to do is create another water supply because the machine we got, it doesn't look good. Like if we leave it in our kitchen, it doesn't look good. So we probably just need to
You
get
need an under the counter machine like mine.
yeah, so we don't have to put it in, take it out, put it in, take it out. I think that's what we need to just invest in. But that machine was expensive.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Y'all making that kind of money. What's wrong with you?
Go ahead, Joanna.
so question about cancer, right? So
Oh,
we've
Joanna, sorry. So take over now, please.
Yep. So we've heard, a lot of different podcasts and things of that sort in regards to how fasting the right way can be the cure essentially for cancer. Do you honestly believe that as a whole, being in holistic medicine, or are there different phases? Are there different phases where that could be helpful? Like if you're at stage 4, like fasting can't help you, right? But if you think about preventative or maybe even stage 1, do you feel that it can be reversible with
Oh, it is. Absolutely is. Even stage 4. Even stage 4.
Interesting.
Yeah, even stage 4, it depends on the person and how determined they are. If you are a determined soul and you really go after and you're doing all the right things, I've seen stage 4 people beat it. Absolutely. And I'm talking pancreatic cancer, one of the worst. We've seen it. People are still walking around today who've had stage 4 cancer. Now, it's the attitude of the person, it's their belief system. I'm going to beat this thing. I'm going to sit, I'm going to pray, I'm going to do everything I can to beat this. Versus the person who says, oh, I'm going to die anyway. What the heck? I'm not going to do the food thing. They give up on themselves. So it has everything to do with your self-determination and your understanding on what it takes. You have to give up the work even. You have to give up the stress. You have to give up so much to get well. That's why it's important to start it now before you get to that point. Because cancer is 1 in every 3 now. When I first started, it was 1 in every 20. It's now 1 in every 3. So, and they're saying everybody will end up with cancer. So that's telling you cancer is in the water, cancer is in the food, cancer is in our thinking. It's in what we're watching on television. It's cancer. So we have to come up out of that mindset. We got to do everything we possibly can to survive in today's world. That's where we are.
Wow, wow. Thank you for that. Yeah, just a lot of research you've been doing more so pertaining to holistic healthcare. It
Mm-hmm.
points to that. And there's a certain amount of discipline and belief that kind of go hand in hand to be able to beat such a heinous illness like that. And I
Mm-hmm.
think we've been so desensitized by traditional medicine and pharmaceuticals that there are nothing medically or humanly possible that can be done. And that's what the death sentence is. Hey, there's nothing that medically or humanly that can be done to save you. And that's, your fate is where it's at. And we've heard some amazing stories where, it's been reversible. So I just wanted to thank you so much for
Mm-hmm.
insight.
Absolutely. It depends on the person. It depends on their will. It depends on their power. It depends on their strength. It depends on what you decide to put in your mouth, especially when you do have the cancer. It's a number of factors. And yes, the gene pool has a lot to do with that as well. Some of us are born with a weakened constitution. Some of us are born with a very strong constitution. If you have a weakened constitution to start out with, then that's going to be your demise. I was born with a weakened constitution. Well, I strengthened my constitution up. There's such a thing as strengthening your constitution by doing the work. Once I found out through iridology, matter of fact, that my constitution was weak, I turned it around in 3 months. 90 days, turned it around, no more lacunas in the eyes, gone. That's
How,
real, that's real work.
how does one find out if their constitution is weak? I know in my family, cancer is very prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
Lung cancer, kidney cancer, liver cancer, cervical cancer. So when one has a weak constitution, so to speak, what are some
Mm-hmm.
testing that can be done to determine you have a weak constitution?
We do the iridology. That's just basically looking in your eyes to determine what your constitution looks like. We do that with that testing, which is to me probably one of the most reliable tests because you can really see it. You can see if there's lacunas, you can see if there's stressors, you can see where your deeper problems are lying through iridology. It's very powerful.
And we had a question in the chat in regards to water temperature. Is hot better than room temperature, or is it just that it's cold water that just freezes your body?
It's both hot and cold. It's If it's too hot, don't drink it. Room temperature is always going to be the best, even for your tea.
Okay, so if someone tells you, hey, drink hot water and lemon in the morning, you're not suggesting hot water, you're suggesting like a warm?
Like it can be like nothing hotter than 98-degree temperature.
Got it.
Okay. Because it should be at your room temperature, at your body temperature, really. We say room temperature, but your body temperature. It's just 98-degree temperature.
Okay. No, this was amazing. I know we are significantly over time. Does anyone have any last questions for Dr. Ra before we close out today? Just look to see if anybody has any questions. All right. Well, this is great. Thank you so much, Dr. Ra, for joining us. I'm sure we will definitely see you again before year's end. To everyone who stayed behind to listen in, thank you so, so much. We don't know why we woke up today. It is up to you to figure that out. Until then, see ya. Thank you again, Dr. Ra.
Much love.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.